Now let's reflect on this right here. It's about a million, let's say a million gang members in the United States, because it's estimated to be between 850 and 950,000. Let's say a million. 35% Black American. That's a small number. Extremely small number. Extremely. Of the total Black American population, that's a small percentage. It's not even a million. Even if it were a million Black Americans, that would be a relatively, that's a lot of people. So you're talking about around 350,000 Black Americans in the United States gang members. Why is such a small population so fetishized? Why do, when people want to talk about gang violence, why do they always talk about Black Americans? When we don't even produce the most violent gangs or crimes, right? I told y'all to look up lists of world cities that lead in homicide. You got several to choose from. At the top of the list, what do you always see? Now, Wikipedia got New Orleans at number 8. Where's Chicago? When they talk about Black American gangs, they always talk about Chicago. Where's Chicago? And even with New Orleans up there, look at how many above New Orleans. But people don't watch many documentaries about Mexican gang members in their life. Right? As far as I'm aware. Do they do documentaries, and do those documentaries do millions of views like the gang coverage in the United States? We always under a spotlight. And no matter the fact that it's a tiny percentage of Black American population involved in violent activity, it's projected as the norm across the entire population. And my question is, why? We don't even produce the most dangerous cities. And we have a strong presence in the large cities in the United States. We couldn't outdo any of these cities. And their population is not all that. Look at the population of these cities. We got much bigger cities with larger populations than this. That means they outdoing Black Americans as far as violent crime by a long shot. Why don't we put Mexican men under a microscope and say they got a gene for violence? Why aren't we having discussions about how it's genetic for them to be violent? How come they're not viewed as violent? Even though they're coming over here, even the illegals are not looked at as violent. They're looked at as truck drivers and gardeners. Even though they got the stats showing how violent it is down there. Outdoing us. And you even got other cities, not just in Mexico, Brazil, South Africa. South Africa, y'all outdoing Chicago. What is it, Jamaica? Very few American cities on here. So I might get into gang life here in the United States, that's because I'm from here and I've seen it. But when you want to have a discussion about violent people in the world, I don't want to hear nothing about black Americans. Shut your goofy mouths. I don't want to hear nothing about black Americans. We need to stop looking at ourselves as the worst people in the world, because the stats don't support it.